Greetings, fellow traders. Bubble here. It's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Monday, October the 26th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check see we're at the market here today. So SPX taking a little bit of a tumble here today, down 71 points. We're still holding green on the month with this Harami Doji right now, but the month isn't over yet. We got a lot of big earnings coming up this week, so let's see if they can hold right here if they're just trying to push this thing down to give a rally into earnings. So we'll see where we go from there. Weekly chart, Rutro. So we're getting some follow through here again, guys. Cloud Canyon right here, everything turned red. So unfortunately, not surprised to see some of this red and this volatility that's coming here. We were hoping for a bigger move on this one, but unfortunately, we got a rally here, or we got a push down here to the bottom of this corrective channel. So what this does is here, sorry guys, we were talking about some stuff in the Discord here this morning. 1 second. Get that pulled off there real quick. All right, so right now, I mean, it still could be a bull flag, but ultimately what happens is that we've basically taken out the potential wave one high right here, which makes now this the count invalid, right? So we were looking for like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to get up to all-time highs, but we're pushing back again, so that kind of changes the count a little bit. Looking a little bit more like sort of like an A, B, C type potential right now, so that's what we're tracking going today. We're below the 50-day moving average. We talked about the cloud cliff right here, and looking pretty rough off of that, actually kind of forming kind of like a mini evening star type pattern right here, even though it's not at the top of the range. Right, so that's what we got going on here today, so a little bit rough off of that one. Let's take a look at the SPY and see how that's going here today. Okay, so SPY volume's creeping up pretty well here going into the afternoon. So a lot of the time selling volume really kind of increases that overall net volume. So we'll see how that goes in the rest of the day right here. We're still holding the cloud. We're still holding these areas. Let's see what they have in store. Google's reporting tonight. Right, we've got a lot of big names coming up. So that could be pretty interesting there. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and show you what we're looking at here this morning. So we were generally pretty bullish at the open, right? So one of the big things that we were looking at this morning was the gap fill, right? Because we gapped below Friday's low, and we were looking for a nice push up this morning, and we did, right? So members actually took futures up this morning. We retested the downward trend line from yesterday. We got a nice push up here into the open, and then we had our first rejection with a pretty big candle here off of our signal zone above. And then we got to the top of the signal zone. Here's your gap fill up here, this level right here. So we were targeting that, but we kept on getting upper shadows here off the signal zone, and that really let us down, right? We've been seeing a lot of this really sharp price action off of our key levels recently over the last couple of weeks, just because of the market just being really tender in this area about stimulus, corona, elections, things like that. So we've had a couple moves right here, a little bit of a retrace right here to get to the next signal zone. Now we're chopping around between these two lower signal zones right here. So really we just kind of want to see how that holds in the rest of the day. It's kind of a little bit boring right now. We're just kind of chopping these levels, but we had some fun downside moves right here. We pointed out some good stuff. Folks shorted SPY. Some people got a nice triple off of SPY puts today in the group. So it's really, really good stuff there. Let's take a look at the MES here. Again, very, very similar. So what we're looking at now is just kind of see, what type of consolidation this is right here. Again, it's kind of triangulating right now, so watch out. It could be a wave 4. Again, we broke out of these geometric lines here today. So that was kind of the first clue that this thing was ready to test some lower levels today. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the Qs and see how they're doing here this morning. Again, Qs had some really nice strength this morning. That got us into AMD long, which gave us a nice move. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. And of course, we had a big reversal off of yesterday's levels here. Let's show you. Sorry, Friday's levels right here. So basically, the after hours levels right here just couldn't break above these drop zones, and ended up giving a sharp reversal here today in the market. The IWM, again. We're starting to see some downside action on that one kind of right away. So the banks were really weak today, and that really gave us some clues that maybe this market isn't as strong as we think it is this morning. So we pointed that out in the group today as well. Let's take a look at Apple here and see how it's behaving here today. So managed to snag a nice short on this one here. Nice inside 5 down right here to give us a good push. Now we're just it's kind of a low volume rally right now, so it makes it a little bit tough to jump in this for any sort of long right now. It's not the type of momentum that we like to see on a reversal like we saw on Friday with a V-type move right there. Members actually did well on Tesla this morning too. Nice inside 5 up this morning. Nice momentum move, squeezing out some of the shorts from over the weekend. Now we're just kind of chopping around right here, looking a little bear flaggish going into the rest of the afternoon. So we'll see how that goes here. AMD, great trade this morning. Relative strength. I really love how this thing gapped up this morning, and we rode this wave up really, really nicely here this morning, and caught some good profit on that before the reversal, which is a great thing on that one. Netflix is one that was on our bullish radar too. We talked about it last night. night on the live stream with Paul with Algo 382, and one of the things we liked was the potential for a 786 retrace, and that did give us a nice push out of there this morning. Of course, it pulled back here with the rest of the market here today, retesting those lows. A couple other ones that were on the radar as well. Beyond, I pointed that out last night, was also on the game plan this morning. That gave a nice bounce here this morning. Of course, pulled back pretty nasty off of that one, but still a good move there. JKS, we were looking for some downside follow through from Friday. We got that a nice gap down at the open, but right now it's holding up. But that gap down was still a good 2.5 points, so that makes for a nice overnight on that one. So good stuff there. A couple chart requests out there. Of course, Zoom hanging in there pretty nicely today. It was up about 25 points at one point here. Double bottom-ish type move right here. Let's see if it's trying to bull flag. Maybe it'll give another move here. Again, the increased corona cases around the world help give that a little bit of move, and also help some other names like FSLY. JMIA, okay, so a little bit of a pop at the open here this morning, just gave a lot of upper shadows at the pre-market levels. We'd like to at least see if they can clear there, and we couldn't do that now. It's rallying off the lows a little bit, but again, this is a tough one to look, to trade oftentimes intraday with the monthlies, but it can be a good thing right here. Dunkin' Donuts, they don't call it Dunkin' Donuts anymore, Dunkin' Brands. Again, up here on acquisition, buyout type news here today. So acquired by Arby's parent there. So we got that going on there. So it's a big up move there in DNCAN. Again, just be careful with these acquisition ones, right? We might not give it might just kind of chop around for a while up there. But a big win for anybody who's holding that long term for investors. So good stuff there. DKNG, guys. This is not Dunkin' Donuts, but this is DraftKings right here, guys. So I talked about it. Been talking about it for a while. We talked about it last night for this thing possibly getting under the cloud and then getting to the consolidation zone right here and possibly chopping for a little bit into earnings. So it looks like we did get below the cloud here today on that one. So no surprise with the market really weak there too. So and the increased corona cases. So Boeing again, guys, off of this triangle high right here. So again, had some pretty negative news this morning. With China sanctioning Boeing, things like that. Really, at this point here, we're just kind of chopping around the triangle. We need to see what kind of news we get in earnings. We're just really in this major chop zone right here, this huge triangle. So it's just kind of slow grinding its way down. And lastly, let's take a look at Lulu. This is one that Paul pointed out last night on the live stream. Looking for a bounce on this one. It gave a good push up to the 50 M8 here today. Again, you got to be fast, but it did give some good follow through for anybody who was holding that overnight for a nice push up at the open here today before pulling back with the rest of the market. So good stuff, guys. We'll see how these things hold right here. We'll see how the market ends up finishing here today. Right now, we're just chopping between those zones. So don't force anything here. There may be a dip buy, but let's get some volume coming here before we see that happening. So anyway, guys, good stuff here. Appreciate the requests. I hope everybody has an awesome rest of your trading day today. We'll catch you guys in the market wrap. Until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys.